I always think it's important for us to think of the context. If you trace yoga back, it goes back around 5,000 years. Its history is in India, but it's a subject about how the mind is. It's a subject, it's often characterized, it's a subject about human condition. In India, there are what are called the 6 darshanas, the 6 teachings. Yoga is one of them. And they all deal with human suffering. In a way, they're questions about who we are and how we experience the world. These days, often yoga gets taught as a sort of stretch and relax idea. And I think, look, that's okay. I do mutter about it a lot, but that's okay. But it's actually about how we are within ourselves and how the mind behaves. And it's got all this terminology which you will get exposed to. But how I am in myself. What Iyengar did, was my teacher, this guy who wrote this that I keep talking about, who developed this system. What Iyengar did was he said, instead of trying to still your mind by holding it, by trying to make it still, you can direct the mind. So one way, if you just stand back and watch, if I recorded and I just sat you down with a recording of teaching, and I said, if you watch not the detail, but what is being done, is teachers will give you a point, and then we'll give you another point, and then we'll say, press here, lift here, now do this, now do that. And what we're doing, we are shaping poses, we are doing real world things. But at another level, it's like the ticking of a clock, that pendulum that you hear. It can be mesmerizing. In a way, the pendulum moving from this to that, it's easier to hold your attention, to steady the mind upon an object which moves than an object which is still. When teachers communicate asanas, they're actually saying, notice this, stay with me, notice that, go here, go there. It has, when it works well, it has the effect of it becomes calming, even though it's intense, even though it's sort of demanding. It has this effect of becoming, I use the word soothing. The mind becomes smooth. But actually, cyclists, swimmers, runners, like you could say no one goes down a pool saying bend, lift, reach, turn, place, bend, lift. Actually, the rhythm starts to take over. And as you start to know asanas, even though I go on calling them, it is that act of paying attention, directing the busy mind rather than trying to control it. If you're going to measure whether or not the practice is going well, does it make you calm? Now, that's for you to answer.